Hello and welcome you all in the course of Probability and Statistics. I am your instructor Hardik Joshi. Now, in this lecture, we should learn about say one-tail and two-tail test. Now, in our previous lecture, we should know if our null hypothesis is rejected. So, we have to see that there are three cases arise. Say, it may be is exactly not equal to whatever we have to consider in the null hypothesis. Yeah, it may be something like greater than, it may be less than. So this thing we should cover in our previous lecture. So the context of that first lecture, we have to start this lecture to study one-tail and two-tail test. So let's start. In some hypothesis testing problem, the elements of the critical region, so these all are known as the region. Now remember, these are the normal distribution, Gaussian distribution, and we know that the standard shape of this Gaussian distribution is just like a symmetrical. Somehow this middle line is known as the mean. So element of the critical region may be identified by a rejected rule. So this shaded red highlighted area is known as the rejected rule. If our random variable lies in this position, then we have to say that our hypothesis is rejected. So the random variable this x is lying in this particular region. So when x is greater than c, that is lying in the portion say t of x greater than c, this red highlighted area. So we have to reject it. So in this case, the probability of this t of x greater or equal to c will be the area which falls at the right end. So definitely these are the normal distribution, and this red highlighted area lies in the right end of the normal distributions. So this right end under the curve representing the sample distribution. So definitely this represents the sample distribution of this particular t of x. So the statistical test defined by this kind of critical region, this critical region is known as the right tail test, because it lies in the right hand side portion of this normal distribution. So you have to clearly visualize from this figure is the right tail test. So whenever we have to check our null hypothesis is accept or reject, so we have to identify our probability is lying in which particular portion. If is lying in this type of portion, so we have to go through the right tail test. Now same thing we have to understand by considering say one particular example. So continue one tail and two tail test. Let's see one example. So it gives the deeper insights how we can apply one tail, that is right tail test. So let's start the example. Suppose a pizza restaurant claims that its average pizza delivery time is 30 minutes. So definitely the testing of hypothesis, why we should check the hypothesis. So definitely some particular person, some organization, industry may state something, and we have to check whatever they have to say is right or wrong. So for that purpose we should study this particular unit, that is application of statistics. So here in the first statement, a pizza restaurant tells that, so is assigned one statement, our average pizza delivery time is 30 minutes. So we have to check the pizza restaurant tells this statement, that is average delivery time of the pizza is 30 minutes. So we should check these statements. The pizza restaurant tells the average time is 30 minutes is right or wrong. So but you believe that the restaurant take more than 30 minutes. So definitely we should think about. So sometimes it may be possible the average time say exceed 30 minutes. So now corresponding to this statement, we have to develop or build up the null hypothesis as well as alternative hypothesis. So now the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis can be formulated. So we know that the notation for null hypothesis, that is H0. So we have to assume the null hypothesis, that is mu. Mu, that is the average. The average time is 30 minutes. So definitely always we have to assume the null hypothesis is that particular things, whatever that particular organization, industry, statement, yeah, precisely in the context of this example, say pizza restaurant. So whatever they have to tell us, we have to assume is a right. So we have to assume the null hypothesis. The pizza restaurant tells that the average time of pizza delivery is 30 minutes is a right. So we have to assume H0, that is mu is equivalent to 30 minutes. Now, but definitely it may be possible the average time is exceed this 30 minutes. So also we have to check here, but you believe that the restaurant take more than 30 minutes. Now remember, more than 30 minutes, that is we have to consider H1. H1 is stand for the alternative hypothesis. That is the null hypothesis is rejected. That is mu is greater than 30 minutes. Remember here there is not a case if mu is less than 30 minutes. Because if the pizza delivery boy deliver a pizza on the particular place before before 30 minutes, that is when mu is less than 30 minutes, that is its statement is right. And we are not interested in that case. That's why we have to not include that mu is less than 30. That's why we have to write down mu is greater than 30. So suppose that the decision is taken, so definitely to check this type of decision, that is the pizza restaurants claim the statement is right or wrong. So definitely we have to consider some statistical data. So what we have to consider? For sake of conveniency, we have to just consider 4 random data. That is, we have to take just only 4 data. Because it's an initial process, so we have to consider very small amounts. So that can be helpful to understand. So we have to just consider 4 randomly chosen pizza delivery. And here see, I have to interpret this particular in the previous slide. So these are the normal distribution and this middle line is known as the mean. So in this particular case, mu is equal to 30, that is average time is 30. And this C, constant C is replaced by, say, is exceed 30, so that is we have to consider greater or equal to 31. So this middle line is 30 is greater or equal to 31, that is right hand side portion. Because we are not interested on this left hand side portion, 1 is less than 30. So when we have to solve this type of example, that is pizza restaurant claim the average delivery times is 30, so we should go through this right tail test. So we have to consider 4 sample of the pizza delivery. So we have to consider, say x1 is the first sample, x2 is the second sample of the pizza delivery. Similarly, x3 and x4. These are the 4 samples of the delivery times. Let H0 be rejected. Now, null hypothesis is rejected. That means the average times is exceed 30 minutes. That is, it's 31 minutes. So, the critical region, that is x bar, that is addition of this 4, x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 divided by 4. That is greater than 31. That is, average time of this 4 delivery is exceed 30 minutes, that is 31 minutes. And now is right hand side, that's why we have to use the right tail test. So at this particular stage, we are not interested, the null hypothesis is reject, yeah, accept. Just I have to give you the understanding. We have to rather apply the one tail test, yeah, two tail test, and if we have to apply the one tail test, then more precisely we should go through the right tail test. So this particular example, we are interested the probability of x is greater than 31, so we should choose the right tail test. In the later upcoming lecture, we have to precisely check whether this null hypothesis is reject, yeah, not reject. Say, let's see what is two tail test. So suppose the null hypothesis is rejected. So definitely is rejected some particular inconsistency. So T of x is less than equal to A or T of x is greater equal to B. So this green shaded area is known as the acceptance region. If our particular random variable is lies or falls in this particular region, then our null hypothesis is accepted. But when T of x, that is random variable, is lying in this portion, when x is less than A, when x is greater than B, then our null hypothesis is rejected. So the probability when T of x is less than equal to A and probability when T of x greater equal to B is known as the rejected portion. So here we have to use both left as well as the right hand. So we have to use the two-tailed test. And more precisely, we have to see in which type of real life example we should use this two-tailed test. So again, we consider one example for proper understanding of this two-tailed test. So let's see one example. So a manufacturer of ball bearing which are used some machine, and they inspect to see whether the diameter of each ball bearing is 5 mm. So we have to talk about say one of the manufacturer. They have to produce a ball bearing, and the ball bearing is in good condition if its diameter is 5 mm. If the average diameter of ball bearing is less than 4.75 mm, that is, if the diameter of ball bearing instead of 5 is less than 4.75 mm, is greater than 5.10 mm, then such ball bearing will cause the damage for the machine. That is, when the diameter of this ball bearing is less than 4.75 and is exceed 5.10 mm, then its cause, that is, it will produce the damage for the machine. So here we have to assume the null hypothesis, that is mu 0, h0, that is mu equal to 5, that is 5 mm diameter. So definitely the null hypothesis contradicts, that is h1, that is alternative hypothesis, that is mu is not equal to 5. So suppose that the decision on h0 is made based on the diameter. So definitely whenever we have to check this null hypothesis is accept or reject, so we should take some sample space. So what we have to consider? We have to consider randomly 10 sample data. That is, we have to consider 10 ball bearing. So we have to consider 10 ball bearing, and we have to find out say average, say x1, x2 up to x10 divided by 10. And now if this particular value is less than 4.75, it's greater than 5.10. So more precisely, these are the diameter of the ball bearing. But when is less than 4.75 and is greater than 5.10, then it's caused or produce the damage. So when is less than 4.75, so our null hypothesis is rejected. The diameter of the ball bearing is greater than 5.10, then again our null hypothesis is rejected. So the probability of x when x is less than 4.75, when x is greater than 5.10, so we have to say that the null hypothesis is rejected. So here we have to use the left as well as the right tail. That's why is known as, or we have to use the two-tailed test. So again I will say that right now our consult is not we have to check properly the null hypothesis is reject fail. Our aim is in this particular lecture we have to identify in particular example how we can identify we have to use the one tail test two-tail test. One tail test, then more precisely is right tail test left tail test. So in this particular example we have to use the two-tail test. Similarly, the last situation when we are interested to find out the probability of x when the T of x is less than equal to C. So this type of shaded region. So these are the rejected portion and these are the accepted portion. When we are interested to check the probability of this T of x less than equal to C, we should go for the left tail test. So here we should cover when we should use the one tail test, more precisely the left tail test, right tail test, and when we should use the two tail test. So that's up to for today lecture. So thank you for paying your attention.